here says God is pro-life. What does that mean?
God is pro-life? That's just what it means, yes.
God created life. Didn't God kill everybody on earth except for Noah and some farm animals on an ark?
I'm sorry.
Didn't God kill everybody on earth? I see this sign here. It says God is
Shalom Israel, first and foremost, so let to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, the honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the brothers and the highways and the byways, preaching and teaching His truth in sincerity and honesty. Shalom to the elders, the sisters, you know. This is your brother Shapal from the JMS Jamaica camp with a lesson. And as you can see on the screen, this is the reason why the scripture says this. This is 2 Timothy 2 verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, right? A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, right? Because it's very important for these things, when these things pop up, to give an answer already, you know? You must be already, you must be ready, as the scripture says, to give an answer, you know? As a matter of fact, this is the scripture. It says, 1 Peter 3 and verse 15. It says, but sanctify the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, right, in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason, right, of your hope, right, that is in you with meekness and fear, right? So a lot of people will come up and ask us questions like, "Oh, you believe in a God that kills," you know, and so on and so forth. But it's very important as we read the first scripture to study so we can answer these questions, because a lot of people, the way how they understand the Bible is by what Christianity has taught them. And we all know that Christianity, that's plantation Christianity, as was given, I mean, to our people, you know, by the white man, right? There's nothing wrong with the Bible. You know, this is just the understanding that was given by Esau, Edom, right? That's so-called white man for you, right? Now, we are going to answer this question, you know, using the scriptures, because our people believe, you know, sweet Jesus, and God never killed, but where is peace for judgment, right? Because the law is very balanced, right? Let me get a scripture. All right. So this is Romans 9. Start of verse 18. Scripture says, therefore, hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Right? He says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doest thou find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Because, to explain this now, the Lord basically create man, right? Everything is his creation, right? And there's no such thing as free will. You know what I mean? Use an example as a chessboard and pawns and kings and queens. You know what I mean? You get rid of who you want to get rid of. You do whatsoever you want to do. There's no one can resist the will of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because he is in control. And if somebody pawn and somebody die, it is the will of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai nevertheless. Right? So the question is asked. Thou will say then, in verse 19, unto me, why doest thou yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? He says, nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Right? So There's nobody can resist. You were created. The thing that created you have power over you, man. Right? The thing that created can ask, I can, I mean, I say can ask, but you can't change anything because there is no power in your hands, right? And it's amazing how the Lord basically reveal these things unto men, right? And a lot of men can receive it, you know. So it says, as though it's like as not the potter have power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and the other unto dishonor, right? And this is the point. It says, what if Yahweh, right, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, right, endure with much long suffering, right? The vessel of wrath is fitted to destruction. So the Lord create one people unto honor and the other people unto dishonor, right? And that's the thing what people don't understand, right? People only see what they want to see, man, in the flesh. But once you start to understand the reason why the Lord Yahweh shall do things and the ways of the Lord, you realize that it's not just, oh, the Lord kill 1,000 people over there, you know. It's the will of the Lord and the way of the Lord, man, right? And it is just, right? In the eyes of the Lord Yahweh shall, let's just say that. Because a lot of people can't see that it's a just act, you know. He says, and that and that he might make known the riches of his glory, right, and the vessel of mercy which he had afore prepared unto glory, right. So the Lord already before time know the judgment of people basically, you know, one to honor, one to dishonor, right. The elect of the nation of Israel, ultimately what it's speaking about now in this dispensation of time, right, is already preserved, right, to go through the judgment that is pending. You understand? And they are going to be saved through everything that's going to happen here on the earth, man, right? The elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord is going to prepare a judgment for this earth, and a lot more people is going to die. So people out there worrying about, oh, the Lord kill, and you know, yeah, the Lord is as a balanced power, right? Because if judgment is not being shown and power is not being shown, right? The world show you that people step on take step on you, right? Yeah, people step over you, man. The Lord show his power every day through judgment. You understand? But ultimately there is no fear of the Lord, right? And that's why men can come up and ask certain question like this. Because the power of the Lord is not known, right? The name of the Lord is not known, right? And the fear about him is not being taught in this society. So that's why people can come up and, oh, the Lord this and oh. No, but you see, there will come a time where it's no longer going to be a secret who the Lord is, and these things is no longer going to be a secret. You understand? These things are going to be known. There's nobody going to come up and ask any question about why the Lord kills and why no. All shall know. The scripture said that. All shall know the Lord. All right. Let me get this in Second Peter. Second Peter 3 and verse. It's about 12. Just give me spare me a moment. All right. So according to verse 6, right? Second Peter's 3 and verse 6. So according to what he's saying, his point is that basically Lord commit mass genocide then. See? Because the guy holding up the sign saying God is pro-life. Right? I can bet he is for the abortion thing and for, all of that madness we are push out in the earth. But, nevertheless, saying, so he's saying that he make reference to Noah, what I mean, and the Lord who unalived mass majority of the earth except for Noah. Right? All of the earth, a matter of fact, except Noah. Right? And his family. Saying, but the scripture says in 2 Peter 3 and verse 12, so whereby the world that was then being overflowed with water perished. Right? But the heavens it's like the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of what? Of ungodly men. So the same thing is going to happen again, right? Because of what? Ungodly men. Right? The word perdition go back to destruction or destructive, right? So the reason why the Lord destroyed the earth back then was basically because men were doing abominable things and ungodly things, and Noah was there teaching for some 100 odd years, forgot the number, but he was teaching for years, man, right? And no one would take heed. They still walk on in wickedness and in darkness, right? Saying so the Lord, okay, cool. And they showed his punishment. And that's the reason why we say whatsoever the Lord do is just. But people don't understand. It's why people ask questions like this, right? But we are here to give the answer because this is why the Lord, in this dispensation of time, have men out there teaching and showing the judgment. That's you see, in this time when the judgment come, people will know, right? That is the Lord Yahweh Shai do it, and the reason why these things are happening, right? It's no longer going to be a secret, right? See? So, yep, the Lord is balanced, man. You can't take that away. Right, I have two scriptures queued up, or many scriptures queued up, but let me get this. This is 2 Ezra 7 verse 20 says, for there be many that perish in this life because they despise the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that is set before them. Right? For Yahweh Bashim Yahushai had given straight commandments to such as come. Right? And he's speaking about the Israelites above all people, because the law among our people, because the scripture says he showed his laws and statutes unto Jacob. He had not dealt so with any other nation, right? So our people have gotten this, and this is the reason why our people fall by the sword daily and get punishment and judgment. See? So if the Lord do this to our people, and our people are being unalived every day because we have disobeyed the laws and statutes of Yahweh, what says the other nation? And we know that our people are chosen people unto the Lord. So it says, for he had given straight commandments to such as come, what they should do to live, even as they come, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but speak against him, and imagine vain things, and deceive themselves by their own wicked deeds. So the wicked deeds, what we do, like the other nations, that's the reason why we die. Right? And said of the Most High that he is not. And they what? They knew not his ways, but his laws have they despised, and denies his covenant and his statutes, and they have not been faithful and have not performed his works. Right? So that's even in the time of Noah, that's basically what was happening. Right? Jeremiah 14 and verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. Right? I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun, right, from the west, that there is none beside me. Right? It's keep on reiterating that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and I create the darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Now, I asked a Christian a long time ago who created evil. I say evil was found in Satan. The scripture is there to answer every question, right? The Lord created evil because the Lord is a balanced. Without evil, how would you know what is good? Without good, how would you know what is evil? Without the judgment of all of these people, right? How would you know to walk on the righteous path? Because you see, things happen for a reason, right? And people have to see things for understand. So how would the Lord judgment be manifest unto the earth? Right? People, just like the scripture tell you, that's why the laws and statutes are given unto Israel. If you commit adultery, this will happen to you. Right? And it also says that people, that your blood, shall be, their blood shall be upon them. Right? Meaning, there was the cause of their own death. Yeah, nobody shouldn't, be held accountable. You know what I mean? Because they have broken the laws. If they commit adultery and be put to the sword, that is. You know what I mean? And it says, so shall thou put away evil from among you. And it also says, so that people shall look on and fear. So all of these things was necessary for people to walk the right path, to show that, look, this is a dangerous zone of treading down. So the Lord had to create the dark side as well as the side of light, right? To show the contrary and what will happen if you choose, either side. So these things has to be shown, right? So it says, so the Lord created evil, right? The Lord do all these things. That's what the scripture said. Now to get the another scripture that I've queued up. I've queued up this scripture before while watching the videos, It says Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. It says, see now that I am he, and there is no God. There is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. So yes. Yes to that question, man. If that was asked to me, it would be yes. You know what I mean? It would be yes. Yes, the Lord do that. Yes, the Lord kill. Yes, the Lord create evil. Yes, the Lord do all these things. That's why he is to be feared. You understand? That's why the Lord is to be feared. Alright? So with that, what says was edifying. We have to give our praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of great stone. Shalom to the brothers and highways and the byways, preaching, teaching his word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.